Remember we was jacking cars.
We wasn't.
No, it's not.
Damn, we
safe
snitched
for
on
you.
ourselves.
Damn, no, bro, that wasn't me.
I knew Vic was going PG-13 again.
What's good? What's good? It's your boy DJ Avo, and this is the Dynasty Bros Fantasy Football Podcast. Episode, like, who knows, man? We back. We back. Who cares what episode? You shouldn't care. It don't matter. We back. 130. Let's go. Episode 130. Let's go.
I was turning the whole gang down because I realized Avo went off blast. I usually turn him down more than everything. What's good, Brodies and Bays? This is the Dynasty Bros Fantasy Football Podcast, episode 118. This is where you come for your fantasy football needs and to chop it up about the latest NFL news. I am Dynasty Bro Dot here with my co-bro.
Dynasty Bro Vic here with our DJ.
Come on, man. I'm DJ Avo. My bad. I got to get back acclimated. If that's a real word.
With the B team
Come on,
gear
B-team
on. I like
gear.
that shirt, brother.
Let's go.
You're looking pretty dapper back there,
Come on, man. I got to. Y'all got me
When
posted
last
up
time
here
y'all heard dapper?
Talking about
It's
Dan.
been a while.
That's a hell of a word. Hey, look, our city been hosting the Combine for some years now. So, me and Vic and the gang even Avo got to pull up with us, man. We went down there to the Combine, got the experience again. We missed last year because of COVID. 2 years ago we was there. So basically we 2 years in. And I feel like we're going to keep on going no matter what, man. So I'm excited to talk about some of these guys. What we're going to do is just talk about some guys that maybe that's rising on our board, getting lower on our board, some guys that intrigued us. While we were there, man, you get the real experience to like see guys interact and start to look like they're standouts or guys that look like they can be buried in a crowd. I don't know, man. Just being there is a different experience, bro. Ain't that right, man? How you feel about it?
I agree, man. Like, it was a good time, man. And, of course, it was cold.
It was cold.
But once we got inside, it was all good, man. And, yeah, man. I mean, it's good to see the fans and the people in the crowd. And, we get to see some former and also some current players, out there on the field as well, helping out these young guys coming into the league, getting them some pro tips in real time out there on the field. So it was a good time. Avo, man, how about you, man? Was that your first time going?
That was my first time going. I did do it like a little fan experience years ago with my daughter.
Fanboy.
So she got to go run like the 40 and shit. Like that was cool. Like actually on the field. But it was cool. It was cool. I wish I could have had the experience y'all had a couple years ago. I know this wasn't quite it. So hopefully, they keep it here and that and we can keep going. Matter of fact, no matter where it's at, we're gonna try to make our way to go. But I think it's a dope experience. Everybody should definitely go make their way out there.
Honestly, man, after you go the first time, you pretty much just going for the numbers and seeing the guys. We could have did the experience. We could have went to the convention center and walked through, took some pictures with the trophy and stuff. They still had that stuff available.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, but
I ain't even know.
Well, me and Vic already did it, so we really didn't give a fuck what Avo had going on.
We want to get right to it.
Hey, we went straight to the part we wanted to get to. We got straight in, and they were getting to it, man. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. And it's just good to be back with the guys, man. I don't know. I'm lit. I'm excited. So what we're going to do is, I ain't even asked Vic if he has some news. I'm just going to assume he do. And we're going to get into What's the Word, the Hood TMZ with Dynasty Bro Vic. And before we do, I want to say the Stanford hat with the little green tree with the green hoodie. He got the whole fit on, man. It's fire, bro. Vic and his get-ups when we supposed to be chilling, man. I'm starting to feel some type of way, bro.
Bro, you want to know what it is?
What it is,
Why
bro?
am I so inspired?
Why you so inspired, bro?
I ain't gonna lie. I haven't always been the biggest fan of this guy, but when you put something on Netflix, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna tune in. I've been watching Genius.
Oh, man. For real?
Actually, I just now caught what that was. Like Genius. Now I'm seeing what they're doing right there with that title.
Oh, my God.
That shit was over my head.
Vic, my smart friend.
I get it now.
Vic, my smart friend, just if y'all didn't know.
Bro, I had to sound it out, but I'm talking about a Kanye West trilogy, so that's on Netflix. It's pretty dope, man. So I know he's been in the news and
annoyingly in the news.
But when you go back and just kind of see his story up close, especially a documentary on him, bro, I actually went back, started listening to the music, man. I'll be honest, when College Dropout first came out, I couldn't really get into Kanye, you know what I mean?
Kanye.
I just never really been into him, but I'm actually gonna go back and just get into all the albums, just listen to it. So That's where I'm at.
There's a reason why you couldn't mess with Kanye, bro.
Tell me why.
You graduated, nigga.
Oh, okay. College dropout.
He had a full idea of going to school and graduating. That was my shit.
Nah, I know people that graduated like Kanye. Don't
Nah,
let
bro,
Avo.
it's a
Don't
joke,
let
bro.
Avo make
It's
that
a
a
joke.
thing.
That ain't no
don't
joke.
Don't let Avo make that a thing. Even though I did drop out and I loved Kanye when he was coming out. Nah, man, I literally was one of those ones that wanted to watch it but didn't start because I needed to see all
Yeah, we
three
gotta
all
see
at
them all
once,
at
bro.
once,
I
yeah.
couldn't pick my brain to wait a couple weeks or whatever it was to wait for the next one. So I'm gonna see it in a minute and I'll be able to talk about it later.
Cool, bro. All right, man. But yeah, let's keep what's the word light, man.
Genius.
So yeah, definitely check out that Kanye documentary. I think it's dope. Seeing his life up close. But back to football, man. Really, like you said, Combine was just here, hosted here in the city. So the DBs should be wrapping up here since it's Sunday. But let's talk about what Thursday's when it kicked off. So Thursday you had the quarterbacks, the running back. Well, no, excuse me, quarterbacks, receivers, and the tight ends. And then on Friday you had the O-line and the running backs. And Saturday you had the D linemen, and then Sunday's the DBs. But one thing I do want to call out, man. There was a clip, man, that came out on Twitter. It was a post from Ryan Lacey, so at rlacey23.
Okay.
He said he was having lunch and he saw outside of the window one of the combine guys helping out someone in need, man, and it just happened to be Malik Willis, so quarterback for Liberty, and he basically just opened up his suitcase and he's giving like a homeless person like some of his, attire, some of his clothing and gear, man. So it was a very special moment, man. It was a humbling moment, and I mean, talk about a guy who's coming here literally to probably one of the biggest moments of his life.
Yeah.
As far as having to perform and take a test, so to speak, performing on a big stage, but still finding time to be humble and, bless others in a time of need. So I thought that was dope.
That'll be a guy we talk about later. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, man. So I don't know if you saw that, man, but yeah.
Hey, try to show the camera like you always do.
Yeah, man. Make sure
There
you guys
you
check
go.
that.
Hey, look, it's
coming
you.
good. Ooh, okay.
This is the first official time Vic done showed the phone to the camera and it done came in the right way.
Yeah.
That's kind of exciting, bro. I don't know if I'm more excited about the picture or the fact it came in the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah, nigga.
Don't tell them the sauce. All right, man. But that's really all I got, man. So it's all about the combine. It's all about getting ready for the NFL draft. So
all right, I got
excited.
some news.
Go ahead.
Here go the news. While we was at the combine, shout out to my DJ. We was talking about concession stand food the whole time. I had a basketball game. They disappointed them. They had no hot food. So, Ava on his microphone, man.
It's cool.
And we wanted them back. I'm trying to give him a compliment, and he goes and does that. And we also got a flag on the play in a minute. All right, so look, soon as we sit down, Vic started talking about numbers. We looking at the people, the players on the field, and I'm like, damn, I can't even concentrate. Ava look at me, said, bro, I smell food. I said, bro, you trying to just make this play real quick. So as soon as we sit down, man, me and Ava had to get up. Shout out to my Gato. The compliment was, he said, bro, you drove. I got you. He bought me some food. Concession stand food is high. Shout out to them tenders and them fries. He offered me a beer. I didn't take one. Got me a nice drink, though. So shout out to Avo, man. He bought me concession stand food, bro. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Fire.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
All right, anybody got some more news before we go to the flag on the play?
Shout out to bro Varick pulling up.
Shout out to Varick. He's
Hung out with us.
He's stunning. We talked about how fast he would be able to run his 40 and some other times because he ran in. Go ahead. He ran in college. Go on, you brag on it.
He retired SEC track runner, so he actually ran at Tennessee.
Ooh, say that again.
And we was asking, like, bro, how fast think you run right now? He's like, I'm a bit slow right now, probably 4 or 5. He said it casually, like 4 or 5. He's like, CeeDee Lamb running 4 or 5 right now. So, yeah, man, we actually saw his track speed in action in Cincinnati.
We was kicking it.
Bachelor,
We're not gonna talk. Don't give up the sauce.
You know what happened.
It was cool though.
We can't give up the sauce.
Yeah. It was cool, but
she was fired.
But shout out to bro for coming out. And it's cool, man. Like Varick, he's in a couple of our leagues. Actually, he's in the home leagues, both Dynasty leagues. So it's cool to have him be part of the scouting process too, man. And
I didn't get a trade off, man. I sent him Kamara for Tyreek. I don't think he'd be checking his trades because I thought he would have said something in that moment, which let me know he probably didn't got his notifications on.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're going to get to the flag on the plays. Vic, do you have one today? I know it's real light. So, do you still have one?
I have 2, but they both light.
It went from light to...
Because I thought about it.
Avo, he was going like this. made me think, I mean, I kind of got one. Maybe I don't. I got two, maybe four. Depends on how light, Nah, bro. Give me one, then I'll give you one, then you can say your second. Unless you need to get both of them at the same time.
We might have the same one. I'm going to let you go first. How about you go first? Cause I can
My
piggyback.
flag goes straight to Avo because I didn't have one. Shout out to my guy. Ain't been here in forever. Come back, he happy, got the goofy smile on, got the B-team shirt on.
Breaking shit.
First opportunity, I'm happy. I'm telling him we love that he's here. People love him. We back. Giving him a compliment. He breaking shit. He in the background dropping microphones. We do sound check, make sure everything is secure. Me and Vic, clearly we got to start securing. We got to get the seatbelt for Avo.
Yeah.
Because clearly he back there fucking up when we can't
mount,
see.
the
Yeah, bro.
Desk mount for him for the mic.
My guy back there fucking up when we can't keep two eyes on him. But yeah, that's my flag on the play to Avo. Shout out to him, bro. That's why he a B-team starter.
All right, man. Look, my flag, it ain't really that big of a deal, but it's a big deal. We're in the technology era. Everything's advancing. Like, we got advanced, medical stuff, advanced. Everything's advanced. We going to space, all that shit. Why do we still have unofficial 40s, man? So, like, when guys run their 40s, like, we were there, and literally we thought Chris Olave ran a 4.2. Just to come to find out he ran a 4.3. And even when I watched, I was like,
no,
a 4.2? Like,
it went from a 4.26. Let's get that.
Yeah.
To a 4.3 to a 4.39. That is, how did you mess? Even if it is unofficial, you messed up more than a second. I'm like, and you know what? We wasted so much conversation about. Man, imagine this stock now tomorrow.
104,
Sleeper
103.
sending us notifications and shit. I'm like, man, it was. I understand that we share that. I was gonna let you have it and then piggyback on it because. That was trash, bro. It had my excitement here for no reason, bro, in that moment.
I'm a piggyback on.
Go ahead.
Man, my flag on the play just go to them for not posting it while we was there.
True that.
Like, you couldn't see it. If you ain't have one of them special headphones, man, you had to go to your apps and go to different places. Y'all could have posted it somewhere.
Facts. All them screens bumping.
You know what I mean? Just somewhere.
And shout out to the home field advantage. They gave the Colts their own suite away from everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody else was back to back, next to next, neighbor, and then it was just the Colts.
You know what's crazy? RG3 was on the side with most of the teams trying to show off his arm.
Yeah, he was
I ain't mad at the hustle.
He was trying to get back.
He was throwing that ball hard as hell. The person that he was throwing it to was like catching it, taking breaks,
taking his time.
Catch it, get on the phone, catch it, tie a shoe. I'm like, damn, RG3, you trying to tear that man hands up. All right, Vic, what's your next flag, bro?
All right, man. It's always like this. I mean, you know it is. On Twitter, people just like to debate, argue. I don't know what it is, man, but the people who are like, oh, combine numbers don't matter. I mean, to a degree. Like, I would say you put some stock into the combine numbers, but is it the end-all, be-all? No. So my thing is, I mean, we've all failed tests before, but I'm sure we all still also passed that same class, right? So that's kind of how I like to look at the combine. Like, can you perform under pressure? It's the big stage. Of course, some guys are going to stumble. Some aren't going to test well, but that's okay. I mean, you also got the pro day. That's a way to bounce back, in your backyard or home field, so to speak. But there are people that completely just disregard the combine.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Nah,
but
I agree with you.
At least it ain't even about like them disagreeing with it. It's like how they go about trying to like shut down people who actually take interest in the combine.
I don't know why you pay attention to it. Them numbers don't mean nothing. Actually, it do, because you can watch a player and those numbers can support your eye. You can watch a player and those numbers can completely disagree with what you see on the field, and then maybe you need to do a deeper dive and study a little bit more, because the one thing you want to do is be able to support your argument, whether it's negative or positive on a player. And those numbers are just extra facts, man. Who's ever got mad at extra facts? It's not the end all be all like Vic said, but who just says like, yeah, that player ran a 4.6, but I still think he the best receiver out there. That 4.6 will make me want to be like, all right, let me double check my eyes just to make sure he's winning at the top of the routes, make sure his footwork is good, because all these things matter even more once he runs some bad numbers at the combine. So it's just reassurance, or it's just like another way of observing of like, damn, let me go double check just in case, because these numbers in this video don't match up. So I don't like somebody saying that the shit don't matter, because I think it does too, bro.
Yeah, and I was more so just bothered by the approach, meaning like it was just coming off as you wasting your time. But these numbers give you more context, like you said. Like, I'll take a guy that runs a 4.6 if that means, okay, to me that means he can play in the slot. That's perfect. And then also what about a guy who runs a 4.6? Let's say they take a guy that runs a 4.6. Is he supposed to be the main guy, or does he have supporting cast around him? I'll take a guy that runs a 4.6 as a supporting cast around him. So this is where you start to build like the nuances and the context of what do these numbers mean for this guy. So to me, this combine shit, like, it matters, man.
It does.
But is it the end all be all? Like, am I gonna be turned off a guy that dropped a couple passes at the combine?
Nah.
No. Am I turned off of a guy that ran a 4.7 stumbling out the blocks? No. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's where you kind of find the balance, you know, with tape and, you know, numbers and also some analytics. So I'm starting to incorporate some of that. So,
Ava, are you about to get yourself a flag on the play before I do it?
Nah, you can give me the flag. I was gonna say I wouldn't draft that guy though.
That ran a 4.6?
Nah, that stumbled out the blocks, that's dropping passes out here. In my head, you don't perform well in big moments. Like, and this isn't even really a big moment.
you ever failed a standardized test?
No.
I have. You ever
Like, you
failed-
talking about like from the teacher?
Yeah, like any test, any big test, any final. Like, you ever failed a final or failed a test for the semester, but you still passed the class? That's kind of how I look at it. Like, you ever failed a driving test and went back and got your driver's license, passed the second go around?
That's fair. No,
That's
no,
kinda how-
no. I had
that's
to take
kinda how I'm
the
looking at
SATs twice, but that was
See,
it.
I had to take the ACT twice.
Hey man, I had a baseball game to go to.
I just had to take it twice.
If it was a baseball situation,
How
I
you-
would have
how-
performed.
How you know that they didn't have something going on with their
Yeah.
family, but they committed to
That's
going to the
fair.
combine?
That's fair, bro. That's fair. That's fair.
and they dealing with real life shit. I mean, you don't know
That's
what they
fair.
got going on the mental.
That's fair, man. That's fair.
So it's
Still
a-
not drafted.
Yeah, it's a lot that goes into it. But at the end of the day, those are my flags.
Go ahead.
I got
dog.
one
The
more,
unofficial,
man. Go ahead,
like
dog.
40s, bro. I'm like, man, when are we gonna get past that? Like, we should be able to have, like, you know what I mean? The
Facts.
technology that just nails it.
Facts. My second flag goes to DJ Avo because I'm sitting here criticizing him about being unprepared and fucking up in the background, and then I hear an iPhone go off while Vic going on his rant. I that's part of sound check. Hey, we all silence. Vic, your phone silence.
Yep.
My phone silence. Avo, explain yourself.
I'm gonna tell you here in a second, cause man, I mean, somebody might have just had a baby for all I know. I don't know.
You couldn't keep your phone in front of you to find out.
I
Was you
didn't
gonna
know.
answer it?
Bro, it was a FaceTime, bro. Right? From bro, a bro that don't normally FaceTime me. So like, my wife know what I'm doing. Ain't nobody else gonna hit me. So,
All right, those are the flags.
so
of
I
the
might
plays.
explain myself here in a second. We might be giving some congratulations.
Those are the flag of the plays. All right, let's do this.
I deserve it.
Hey, follow me at Dynasty Bro and follow the main Instagram page, Dynasty Bros FF. Hey, Vic, where can we follow you at, bro?
You can follow me at Chief Sosa FF. That's Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening. Dynasty Bros FF. Streaming everywhere, man. And yeah, check out the Facebook community, Dynasty Bros FF podcast. DJ Avo, where can we follow you at?
Come on, man. You can follow me at Avo Love on the gram. We gonna be going hard on there. Then you can definitely follow me at DJ Avo Love on the Twitch, man. You got to get on there. We're gonna be going live. We got a lot of things coming. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Let's go. I'm
How's
Avo.
love spelled?
LXVE. Come on, man. It's only one way to spell it.
I think,
What other way is there to spell it?
I think me and Vic agree that he does your handles on here better than you do. When you was gone, he does it fluently
Yeah.
like it's his page.
Yeah,
I'll be
so
like, damn, that's what's up.
So disrespectful, but accurate.
Hey, be sure to follow my guy, DJ AVOLXVE, on the gram, on the Twitch, on the Twitter. That's
Hey,
where you do
man,
that at.
Look, man, I stumble out the blocks, okay? I be dropping passes.
Ain't nobody gonna draft you, bitch.
Just put me on defense.
Ain't nobody gonna draft
Hey,
you,
I was
bitch.
gonna ask that. So, are do the like defensive backs do the same drills as like?
They do like a lot of the time drills, but their actual positional drills are different.
Okay, because I was like, man, are they gonna test and see how well they can catch it? Because I assume they can't.
I saw D lineman doing some like turn and run drills and trying to catch the ball. I'm like, I get y'all
Just trying to show
I
everything he could do.
I get D lineman be dropping back in the coverage, but man,
And
Oh.
maybe he just doing that.
Can't throw out some random news.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know
go
it's
ahead.
a little late.
No, go
so
ahead.
look, I was looking on the Instagram. There's a defensive lineman for Ole Miss. He hit a
Yeah.
walk-off home run. I got hyped
I seen that. I
because
seen you
he
post
played
that.
baseball, and I was like, yo, word.
I seen you post that. Yeah.
They said 300-pound man.
but he
I was
don't
like,
look
yo,
it though.
He looks
He don't
show in
look it.
shape. After I saw
Yeah.
Aaron Donald, I don't argue with nobody's size anymore.
Facts. All right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get into the Combine
Let's go.
22, man, and no real specifics. We just gonna wing it. let Vic talk about some guys he want to talk about, and then I'll talk about some players, talk about the experience, and then we'll just try to touch on some of the top names that were there, see if there was anything like that stood out or, good or bad with some of these players. So where you want to start, man? You want to just talk about the general idea and then just talk about how we felt being there? Like, where you want to go with this right now?
Yeah, I do want to say, like, I enjoy this time, especially within Dynasty, like the scouting process for these rookies, getting ready for the NFL draft and the rookie drafts as it relates to Dynasty football. So at this point in the season, I have guys that I'm interested in. I don't have the rankings yet. So I do want to kind of talk through, like, let's highlight the QBs, spend some time talking there, then talk about the running backs, guys that interest you, wide receivers and tight ends. So just to lead off, man, let's kick off with the QBs. Right now, I know there are like 5 or 6 names who we're checking for, but I don't feel like there's like a standout guy. Like, I know some guys are starting to emerge and starting to, think about like a 100-meter dash. Like, guys are right here, but somebody's getting ready to pull away. You know what I mean? So I do feel like there's some guys that are starting to pull away, but at the end of the day, it's still anybody's race. So right now, 3 QBs that interest me, but I'm gonna tell you a guy that's rising up my board. So let me start with the 3. The 3 that interest me right now: Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis, and this third guy is a guy who's rising up my board, Desmond Ritter, man. So I'm gonna start there, man, before we get into like what we saw at the combine. So Dot, from a QB perspective, who you're interested in. And
I feel like for the most part there might be a consistent top 2. There's a guy that everybody might feel is the most ready right now, which is Kenny Pickett, and then the guy with the highest ceiling, so much potential, that's Malik Willis. So I love what Malik could bring to the table in fantasy, and actually I love what Matt Corral can bring to the fantasy to a fantasy team, because athleticism, and he's a winner. He's actually been on the radar for some years now. So I hate that he got hurt the last game of the season, but that's a guy that's on people's radars too. So Desmond Ritter, though, I like that you named him. So I'm going to ask you. That's one of your risers that we're going to talk about. Why is he one of your risers, man? What did you see while we were there?
I mean, even outside of like the combine, we can back up to what he did all year at Cincinnati, like leading them to the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like, he's poised, he's confident. Like, some guys just flirt with cockiness, but overall they're overly, I don't want to say overly confident, but you could tell he just exudes a lot of confidence. Those are the kind of guys you want leading your football team. Like, I put him in, like, from his confidence level, how like Joe Burrow just exudes confidence, but it like flirts with cocky, but he don't come off as cocky. Like, Desmond Ritter's kind of, reminds me of that. So, I mean, again, like, he's a leader out there, and he tested well, man. Like, look, led the QBs in the 40. Like, to me, a QB that runs a 4.5, that's nice. You know what I mean? Nice vertical. Facts. 36 inches, or not inches, feet, or what is it? I'm getting it wrong.
He has real good prototypical size, man.
Yeah,
real good prototypical size.
He says inches. He got me. So yeah, but at the end of the day, prototypical size, and can I see him starting year 1? Maybe, maybe not. But if he goes to a place where there's a veteran QB, that he can sit behind and even learn from, like a year or 2, that's cool. You know what I mean? So, but either way, he's a guy I'm checking for, because especially in these dynasty drafts, these rookie drafts, think about it. People are going to be jumping out there for Malik Willis, Kenny Pickett, Matt Corral. I could be patient, and grab these other skill positions. Running backs, I mean, there's some running backs we like, but wide receivers are deep. Facts. So I can get maybe my running back early, pick from the flock of the wide receivers, and then come back with my QB for a super flex league in a Desmond Ritter. Because, again, I feel like it's all a dart throw at this point. There isn't like a Joe Burrow in this class, or a Justin Herbert, or, who else? I don't know.
I agree.
So, yeah, man.
All right, let me tell you what I see about the quarterbacks while I was there. It looked like Kenny Pickett was probably the most focused. You could tell he was serious. Like, he got a lot riding on him. He needed to test good and show good because they say he's the most NFL ready, so just in case he ended up going, as the first quarterback off the board. He looked focused, and when fans were interacting with him, he's pretty standard with his interaction. But what I liked is watching Malik Willis on the sideline, interacting with all the other players, interacting with the crowd. And the one thing I will say, out of all the quarterbacks I've seen on the side throwing the ball, how easy the ball releases from his hands, bro.
Flick, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like his arm strength is stupid, and you've seen it in some of the drills, man. He can drop the ball on a dime on a bomb, bro, like on a rope. And you want a guy like that, man. So that's why I said so much upside, and just the fact that other guys want to talk to him, interact with him, have fun with him. It's just pure entertainment, man. So he's going to be like a staple on somebody's team. I just hope it pans out, man. He's probably not the guy that can start right away, but you know, if he gets a team that can work with him, man, it looks like he has the tools, bro. And he just probably need to find a good team, a good coach that's going to scheme for him. So those two guys are the guys to me that stood out when you just looking at the guys on the field. And Desmond Ritter, just as far as the drills, I give you that. He stood out in drills. He looked solid.
Yeah.
All over, throwing the ball real well. You know, like you said, he tested good in the 40 and prototypical size. You love seeing all of that, man. So those three guys did real well at the combine. And really a lot of other guys didn't stand out to me. The Carson Strongs, Sam Howells. I mean, they're just to be there. And I want to say Matt Corral, he probably would have stood out if he was there, man, because he has a big personality.
He was there, but he didn't, you know,
couldn't test because of injury. So, but yeah, man, I'm with you. I like the Desmond Ritter call, and those two guys are the two quarterbacks that are on my radar.
Yeah, and I know people got concerns with Kenny Pickett's hand size, and you know he wears the double gloves, and he even had the gloves on at the combine. But at the end of the day, he's throwing the ball. That's all I care about.
Facts.
Glove or no glove, if you can deliver the ball, I'm good with that. So that's where I'm at. But Malik Willis, bro, I could definitely see him being in a position where maybe he starts second half of the season. You know what I mean? Because the team just wants to see what they got. You know, kind of like how they, you know, eased in Lamar and then he got his reps and Jalen Hurts. So,
facts.
But Kenny Pickett, I can see him going to a team, starting out the gate. You know what I mean? For a QB needy team, I can see that happening.
Traditional.
Yeah.
Quarterback, just a pocket quarterback. You know, you got to learn how to do it from the pocket, and he got that down pat.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's get into the running backs, man. Hey, these guys were flying out there, man, from a 40 perspective. So, of course, you know, at least the big names, Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, Isaiah Spiller, you know, James Cook, Zamir White. Man, we saw some guys flying down the field, man. So, Kenny Walker ran a 4.38. Breece Hall, 4.39.
We didn't get to watch Spiller. He didn't run.
Hey, but Zamir White, man, 4.4, that was good to see. I know, you know, of course, coming off some of the injuries, people were concerned, but he showed up, man, with the 40, so that was promising. And James Cook running the 4.4 too.
Bro, speaking of James Cook, he looked just like Dalvin, bro.
Yeah,
it's
did.
weird as hell. All right, you want me to start off on the
go
running
ahead.
backs? All right, look. Let's get here. I feel like for the most part, there's a consensus top three. You got Spiller, you got Hall, you got Walker. And I think I called you and we talked a minute ago, and I was just like, bro, Walker's like the best runner to me. Like, he runs with power. So to see him have that 4.38, I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, bro.
Because my biggest thing was trying to see if he had long speed or had speed to get around on the outside. 4.38, that means he can keep transitioning into, as long as he keeps learning how to be a good running back, he has the speed to sharpen up them tools. To get to the outside, to make people miss even more. Because right now, he only always got to make you miss. He can run through you. He know how to hit his cuts well. And if he can keep on, that's how he hitting those cuts real well, man. I wouldn't have guessed he was a 4.38 in my opinion. But Breece Hall pretty much did everything that you expected him to do, man. It's good to see him do a 4.38 with all the skills and the expectations we have on him. Those are my 1 and 2 right now. They look amazing. It was good seeing Walker out there actually catching passes. I know everybody concerned about that, but this is one of those situations where they're not going to throw the ball a lot in college, so I'm not going to dink points away from him for that. You feel me?
Yeah.
But he looked good. He actually looked decent catching the ball at the combine, so that's a good 1 and 2. I think it hurt Spiller not running, but I don't know who the NFL is going to value at the number 1 running back. I just think it's Walker or Breece. And I can tell you my riser that I enjoy, and I've been seeing it more and more in the bigger games, was Zamir White. And it was good to see him run that 4.4. I hate that he had to split time with Cook, but he always looked like the most explosive back to me. I know injuries, maybe they want to hold him back because of the injuries. And Georgia usually don't mind running 2 backs anyway, going back to the days when they had Sony or going back to when they had Chubb, or even everybody loved what's my guy that's out the league right now, man?
What team? Or
He played with the Rams all them years. It was just killing.
Oh, Todd Gurley?
Todd Gurley. Hate
Yeah.
that Gurley's out the league. But even Gurley had to split time back in Georgia, and he was so dominant. So I love Zamir White. I think he's going to be a sleeper in the draft, and I think if he goes to a spot that'll let him play, they're going to love his play style, and I think he's going to be a professional running back as soon as he gets in that joint. So those are like the consensus 3 all around: Spiller, Hall, and Walker. But I really love Zamir White, and I'm trying to see how far I'm going to rank him up going forward.
See, man, I know the cool and popular thing, especially on Twitter, is to downgrade and downsize this draft. But at the end of the day, it's always talent coming out every year, man. Like,
Facts.
bro, I'm trying to get as many second-round picks as I can because guys like Zamir going to go in the second round. Kyron Williams, who just ran a 4.7, but I'm showing he also ran a 4.6. Like, I'm still interested in that situation. You know what I mean? I'm not knocking a guy for that. I mean, I'm looking at the tape. How does he look? Game speed, you know what I mean? So I'm cool with that. And just to kind of give you guys an idea what a 4.7 looks like, Jarvis Landry runs a 4.7, but I get different positions, running back versus wide receiver.
Facts.
But Kyron did bounce back with a 4.65. Josh Jacobs runs a 4.6, so I can live with that. From a running back perspective, who I'm interested in, my top 3 guys, Brees, Walker, Spiller. Of course, Walker was the best running back in football coming off this past season, but when you look at the entire body of work, Brees Hall. So guys are hitting me up asking me. I have the 101 in the Bros 2.0 league. They ask me who am I taking. It's really going to come down to system. I'm not going to lie to you because I like both. Like, of course, you know, Brees does have that edge, but if Brees goes to like a system like the Bills or Green Bay, you know what I mean? Of course, I don't see him going to Green Bay, but I'm just trying to give you an idea. A team that runs inside zone, a shotgun, I want a downhill running scheme like what the Colts have or Jonathan Taylor. If Brees Hall is in that type of situation, or Kenneth Walker in that type of situation, like a downhill running situation, the guy that they want to get 20 touches, that's the guy I want from a dynasty perspective.
You want a random question?
What's up?
Going forward, do you want to? Are you shying away, or are you like edging towards the Buffalo's offense? Because the back half of the season, they made Devin Singletary look like a legit running back, and I still don't think he is more than just a backup, you know, in real life NFL. I think they're starting to figure out that in order to keep everything consistent, you have to have some kind of run game. That's what Kansas City never found out. That's why they struggle so much.
Yeah.
Back half of the season, Singletary looked good in fantasy, and not just in fantasy, but in real life too. So maybe they actually found something on the back end. So, brother to brother, I don't want you to shy away. I want you to remember what Singletary did the back half of the season.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a transition thing going forward.
Yeah, I think Spiller will look good in that Bill system. I mean, that's kind of how they run, you know, at A&M. So,
True.
But I agree with you on the Zamir White. That's definitely a guy. Again, like everybody's focused on these big 3 names that we just mentioned. So Zamir is a guy who you can get top of the second round. You know what I mean? So you can focus on your skill players in the first round from a wide receiver perspective. And then again, I'm still, you know, I still got to watch tape on Kyron, but I know he's, at least prior to the combine, he was spoken highly of. So I'm not going to let a 40 time discourage me. I'm going to go back and just look at the game speed and the you know, entire body of work. So
Facts. Yeah. All right, so you want to move on? This is going to be a jam-packed position.
Yeah,
thing
man,
right
wide
now.
receivers.
So I'll let you start off, man. Just talk some guys, and then I'll just piggyback or talk some other guys, and we'll just go from there.
Sounds good, man. So, of course, off top, man, my big 3 wide receivers who I'm interested in. Of course, Treylon Burks, Garrett Wilson, David Bell. Who else? I gotta watch Drake London, so I'm not gonna just act like he's off top in my, you know what I mean? I just got to do some homework there, but I'm gonna give you one of the guys who's risen up my board, Chris Olave, man. And this is a guy who's been balling since his freshman year. I know he could have came out last year, but he came back to school, tried to win the championship. But watching Chris Olave at the combine run that 4.39, which is still fire, even though we thought he ran a 4.2. 4.39 is fast as hell, still solid. Like, his confidence was like out the gym, out the stadium. Like, he just exuded so much confidence, bro. Like, he knows he's supposed to be there. You know what I mean? He knows he's ready for the league. Give me a guy like that, man. Like, some guys you can tell, you know, they let a drop pass get to him, you know, at least from a combine perspective. But Chris was out there doing his thing, bro. Like, he's ready, so he's primed. So, bro, I'm trying to get Chris Olave everywhere I can in these rookie drafts, especially if he goes to a system that complements him, like even if there's more playmakers around him. So, yeah. And then, of course, David Bell, Naptown, hometown, East Side guy. So, he ran a 4.6. A lot of people were disappointed in that, but I'm not. I mean, a guy his size, you know, he's a possession guy. So I can see him definitely doing work in the slot. He can also line up on the outside. You know, if you need to run a slant, you know what I mean? He plays through contact. So I feel like guys like David Bell are going to slip in the draft just off of, like, from what people are concerned about from a 40 perspective. But 4.6 is still fast. And keep this in mind. When you're running a 40, man, a 4.4 to a 4.5 and a 4.6, you're talking about a step, a half a step, couple steps. Guys are still moving, man. So
facts. All right, you talked a lot of the big guys. You know, you talked Olave, you already talked Bell. I want to talk two guys. And actually, you keep talking about the depth of this draft. You didn't even get to talk about a guy like John Mechie. I'm not going to speak on John Mechie. I'm going to tell you a guy that's rising my board, and then a guy that I feel like is completely forgot about. And I want to ask you how you feel about it, because this is important going forward. So my riser is George Pickens.
Okay.
A guy that's 6'4", 200 pounds, and completely dominated a year ago. Before he got banged up, had to sit out and had to come back and get reacclimated and learning this system. And they already had a lot going on. They found stars in the backfield and on the other side of the ball. It's like everybody forget when Georgia was just good last year and the year before. He was their everything on offense. He was literally their go-to guy on third down, fourth down. He was literally doing everything you want your stud receiver to do in the NFL. Like, look, bro, I don't care how many people guarding you. I'm going to throw it to you. You going to make a catch. I think people forget how he plays bully ball. He can, he has good speed on him, and he can high point the ball because he's already tall. He's already long, man. So I love George Pickens. I think the injury slowed down everything he had going on, and give props to the other guys that stood out, broke out this year. But I think George Pickens is going to be one of those forgot about guys, and we love guys like T. Higgins, the tall possession receiver that at any given time we can throw it to him. He knows how to get open. He knows how to just beat his cornerback to get the ball. George Pickens is that type of player. That's a guy that's rising on my board because I feel like he's going to get forgot about, and I hate those guys that were highly touted, high expectations, and then an injury happens, and then we just act like he wasn't that dude. You feel me?
Yeah.
And then there was one more guy, kind of the same situation. I know he had a more major surgery, and I know it got to a point where he was wondering if he was going to be able to play football again. But I want to talk Justin Ross, man, from Clemson, because I don't want people to forget, as a true freshman, he had almost 50 catches, 1,000 yards, and 9 touchdowns, and looked dominant as a true freshman. He's 6'4", 205. I know he dealt with the foot issue this year, and I know it's nothing to deal with neck and back stuff, and I know that was the major one that he was dealing with. But it looks like his health is getting better, and he's playing. And if doctors say he's okay, where do you stand? Is it one of those things where it's like he's going to find a spot and he can actually be a good NFL player, or are you just staying away because you're scared of the injury history? Because a guy that dominated their freshman year is super talented, and I don't want nobody to ever forget that, because we're flooded with receivers. I'm not saying you have to take the shot over him over known names, but if the NFL gives him a shot, are you giving him a shot?
I got to think about it, man.
You wasn't ready for that one, was you?
Yeah, I'm only saying that because freshman year, you're talking about, what, 2019, right?
I think he was 2018, bro.
Well, either way.
2018 to 2019,
Okay.
2019, 2020, 2021 to
Okay.
this year.
So
So he's a junior this year.
So, yeah, so you definitely got to go back a couple years. But, I mean, you know, from a rookie draft standpoint, I'd take a shot third round. I'm not, like, checking second round, but he's shown talent. Like,
Yeah, like once you
before
get
the injuries,
past,
like, yeah.
once you get past, you know, I want to say about 3 or 4 running backs on my
Yeah.
end. And even in Superflex, you probably got to shoot your shot on about 4 or 5 quarterbacks just in case. They're going to get drafted. You know, they're all going to get their shot. You know, so now you're looking at So we are about 8 players in. They ain't even touched no receiver, and we just talk about how deep it is. But after you go through, the Pickens, the just all those
Olaves,
guys
the
we
Bells.
named, yeah, Wilson's, like it's so many Londons, it's so many guys. But say if he is wide receiver 10, that's back in second, start a third. Like we get to the point where now you taking your dart throws. The only reason I brought this up is because I don't want you to forget somebody that was super dominant at 18 years old, going to go play with these guys that's been there on a Clemson team
That's
that
true.
is playing against high NFL quality
Power 5.
guys. So yeah, this is a guy that in the third round, when that rolls around, if he's there, when you try to take your shot on these random tight ends and these, it's cool to have running back depth, but like this guy is going to be on the board at some point. I feel like that some NFL team is going to take the shot, and depends on how bad it gets in the draft. I understand staying away from it, but if he gets somewhere remotely good, third, fourth round, I'm taking my chances, bro. When we talk about dart throws, because we've seen him do it.
All right, a couple guys I do want to put out there as well. A guy that's getting a lot of buzz. Even, going back to the Senior Bowl, Christian Watson, wide receiver, North Dakota State. We didn't talk about my guy, who I didn't even know was your guy, because we went down there and saw a receiver. I was like, oh, there go my guy. And Dot was like, there go my guy. So we're going to go to Mississippi State, Mekhi Polk, man. I didn't even know. Dot knew about him. Hey, talk about what that feeling's like when you think you got a guy out to yourself, like who you don't think nobody's even paying attention to.
I mean,
how'd you feel in that moment when I was like, oh, yeah.
If it was anybody random, I probably would have been like, man, fuck this motherfucker. Who's this motherfucker trying to take my guy? But then every once in a while, bro, you gotta admit, we have this clicking moment where it's like, I knew this motherfucker knew. It's one of them things, man. So I don't be tripping on it, man. It's I don't know. And it kind of make me feel good, like knowing that you got your eye on the guy, because I trust you. You one of my you and White Sam are my go-to guys in fantasy football, and I know so many people that could be considered quality go-to guys. But if me and you see eye to eye on something that we thought was low-key, that means I did something right, because I feel like you did something right. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do right there.
Yeah, man. So I mean, he's smooth, bro. He's on a linkier side, but that's a guy who I'm looking to roster as well. And then a couple guys who I'm watching, Kevin Austin, man. So wide receiver for Notre Dame. He actually had a nice combine from numbers perspective, like explosive, like 39-inch vertical, ran a good 40, ran a 4.43. He's 6'2", 200 pounds, man. Like that's solid, man. So I'm just throwing out a name out here. I'm not really checking for this guy, but this guy just screams explosingness. Alec Pierce, man, wide receiver.
Yeah, I was about to say, bro,
Cincinnati,
there's another Alec out there.
Killing it, bro.
We should just shout him out because he's Alec. He's AP, and we share the same initials. Avos kept saying that at the combine. It's funny. That's one of my old bars. Shout out to Adrian Peterson.
Bro, Alec Pierce, he's a bigger receiver too, man. 6'3", 211, like 40-inch vertical. Like I believe he ran did he run a 4.4? I think he ran a 4.4. Oh no, yeah, 4.41. 40-inch vert, like explosive. So
go ahead and say it, bro.
What?
Look at this picture and go ahead and say
it. Oh yeah,
it.
explosive white guy, man. So big guy. You take it, man.
And you know what everybody gonna be saying now, because you know who the best receiver was this year. Everybody want the next Cooper Kupp now. And he's a big receiver. Kupp is a big receiver. Good footwork. But nah, man.
It's all about system though, because you know what I mean. Because like, look at John Ross. You know what I'm saying? Like,
nah. John Ross wasn't a real good receiver though.
Yeah.
John Ross was just fast.
No, I'm just saying, but you can't just go off numbers. But I'm just saying his numbers at the end of the day just screams explosiveness, and he played with Desmond Ritter, so I'm just looking at like. I'm just watching him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm watching him.
That 6'3", 211 is
at a 4.4, bro, and a 40-inch vertical.
Yeah. Was that official? We gotta check them times, bro. We gotta check them times,
man.
bro. They might trying.
It might have been a 4.6.
Trying to boost. Hey, let's move to the tight ends, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I got one tight end that is on my radar that I feel like can go in and be a difference maker right away, and then everybody else is just dart throws when you think about it. In my opinion, off of what I've been watching on film, what I've been watching all year, and that's just Trey McBride, 6'4", 250. He's one of those guys that's going to be good as a receiver. I think he had 1,000 receiving yards this year. Solid. And then on top of that, it's like in a run heavy system, so he got blocking locked down, bro. So give me the guy that's the overall talent. He's going to be the best overall talent. Like, no matter where you look at it, if you went to go look at the combine numbers, whether it's just speed, he's up there with the top. Whether it be the strength drills, he's up there with the top. If you go look at stats, if you look at who's did it over the past couple years, he's going to be in the top of all of those lists. You can go watch his film. He looks solid blocking. He looks solid running routes, catching the ball. That's a guy that I want on my team, and I feel like he's going to be the number one tight end taken off the board.
Yeah, and tight end's tough. So I know another guy, Isaiah Likely, so tight end for Coastal Carolina, more on the athletic side, but tight end's tough, man. And of course, we all love Kyle Pitts. Like, he's a unicorn from that perspective, but go back to the year before that, like, we like guys like Cole Kmet, who we're still waiting to come around, and we like Harrison Bryant, you know what I mean, and guys like that, and who else? Of course, guys like Noah Fant, who's been in the league now a few years.
Boy.
And, you know what I mean? So you got to be patient unless you got like a Kyle Pitts type of talent, man. So
last year, we had another tight end that kind of stood out and looked good, caught a lot of touchdowns with Pittsburgh. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, good call.
Caught a lot of touchdowns.
Pat Fryermuth,
and he looked good, bro.
Yeah,
but he had good measurables. And honestly, I compare him to what Trey McBride can be. It's just one of those things where it's like last year there was Kyle Pitts. Nobody gave a shit about Pat because there was Kyle Pitts out there.
Yeah.
But Pat Fryermuth for drafts on top of drafts probably would have been the number one tight end coming out. Trey McBride he's that kind of talent to me. I think he's a Pat Fryermuth style, can go catch a lot of touchdowns, be acclimated straight to a system right away. I think he can do it all. Just not Kyle Pitts athletic. But who is? Besides Vic.
I'm retired, bro. I ain't even going to front. I'm done fronting, bro. I'm retired.
Bet.
All right, man. So, yeah. Again, just kind of recap. Of course, it was good to see the QBs, wide receivers, and tight ends in action live when we were there. So, guys, again, that's rising for me. Chris Olave, Desmond Ritter at the QB spot. And then I got some guys who I'm checking for. So, wide receivers are deep, man. And then they're probably a handful of running backs. So, definitely, I'm checking for Zamir White, man. He's a violent runner.
Hell, yeah.
So definitely like his style, man. And he put up a 4.4. I'll be honest, I was concerned with the injuries, but running a 4.4, that's solid, man. So
turn up.
Tell us who you checking for again, guys that rose for you.
Zamir White was my riser, and then George Pickens was my other riser. And then just the guy to throw on radars is Justin Ross. It's probably going to be a long off season with, teams trying to figure out what his health situation is. But I just want to make sure you guys know, if some team takes a chance on him in your draft, you need to take that chance because he showed that he can be a dominant receiver. He's a good receiver with good NFL size, bro. It's hard to find those guys that are 6'4", 205 anymore.
Yeah, I'm going to say this. Don't sleep on David Bell. I know you ran a 4.6.
He does it all.
Bro, he can do work, do damage in the slot. You know what I mean? Look at Cooper Kupp. David Bell can do exactly that, man. You know what I'm saying? He runs tough routes, plays through contact. So
somebody's going to love David Bell, whatever team he go to. That he's going to be like a super professional for that program. They're going to eat him up as a player, bro, because he's going to go out there and work hard and do it all for them.
Yeah, bro. So that's why I love the moment like the combines, because guys overreact, whether it's a positive thing or a negative thing. But guys overreact. Players going to fall. Players going to rise. Just take the value as it falls, man, as it comes. So.
Facts. All right, bro. Let's get into the closing, man, to say something good to the people. It's been a while since we all got to do this. So I want to do mine. I'll go first, and I just want to say, hey, when I say something good to the people, is shout out to y'all, man. It's good to be back. I'm glad that we got the sauce going again. Vic, it's been a minute. Avo, it's been even longer than that minute. And I'm just glad that we back and clicking and getting shit in order. And when we link up, bro, we something crazy. So we just got to keep pushing, keep working, man. And to everybody out there listening, keep doing the same. Keep working, keep pushing, quit procrastinating. And I hope you have a successful 2022, way better than 2021. And don't fall into the tricks of these everything, all these masks and shit being lifted, man. Still do your due diligence of being safe. Watch how you move around. Don't be any and everywhere because COVID still is real. There we go.
Hey, Vo.
A little random little story here. literally before I walked in here, I'm watching The Brilliant Idiots. Charlamagne is explaining how long he's known Pete Davidson. They talk about the Kanye situation, but that ain't what I'm trying to talk about. He's known Pete Davidson since he was 16, and Pete Davidson was very open about his mental health issues, which ended up was open about him going to therapy, which led Charlamagne to go to therapy, which low-key led Avery to go to therapy. So I just want to tell everybody that therapy is important. It's definitely important if you share your story with at least your close friends, because you just don't know who that might, in return, influence. So I just wanted to put that out there in the universe. Don't be afraid to share your stories, especially with your friend. You never know who it might help.
Facts. I like that, man. Vic?
All right, I'm going to add, man, like, of course, with work, it could be, the week can seem long at the end of the day, so incorporate a break in the middle of the week, whether it's a Wednesday or Thursday. Go visit family if you can, or go visit friends, whether if it's a Wednesday hangout or a Thursday night, get some appetizers, a couple of drinks, roll into the weekend. So I've actually been visiting my mom on Wednesdays, and it make the week go that much better, man. Like, of course we all had the Monday feelings, and then cruising towards Tuesday, and then it's Wednesday, I go visit moms, man. That just lift my spirit, man. And it's just something about being around your mom, man. And of course watching the Kanye doc, man, that's just kind of bringing everything full circle for me, man, as far as how much his mom meant to him and still means to him, as far as Kanye. So yeah, man, that's gonna be my that's a challenge, man. I'll make that a challenge. Actually go out there, just try it. I promise you, Wednesday or Thursday, go hang out with a friend or a family member. Try a Wednesday, because like most people don't even think about going out on Wednesday. Just do a Tuesday or Wednesday. Promise you, your week gonna just be that much smoother. It's gonna go by so much quicker. Yeah, man. I don't even know what else to say around that, man. Just try it, man.
I think that's some good advice right there.
Big facts. All right, that's what we doing, man.
That was a hard land in my bag.
Nah, you good, bro. No. We gonna turn it around, and we gonna say thank y'all for tuning in, man. And we getting back with the sauce. Work schedule's been kicking everybody ass, and free time been kicking everybody ass, and real life been kicking everybody ass, man. So just make sure you stay prayed up, stay safe. Tell everybody you love them, and we should keep on being back as a trio, man, going forward. When we do record, I think we're doing two episodes a month during the off season. So and then when the season roll back around, we'll be back with the every week sauce. So there we go, man. So shout out to DJ Avo, shout out to Vic. I am Dynasty Bro Dot. Avo, you want to walk us out because it's been so long?
I mean, we're just gonna ride out real smooth, like listening to the homie Alfred Nomad. Y'all know what it is.
Ride to Chipotle.
Tell a friend we goes in. Catch us next week. The next week. And just catch us, man. We're going to be out here, man. Just getting ready for this next season. Let's go. We the Dynasty Bros, Fantasy Football Podcast. We out.
Gang.
And we going to ride. How do I stop it up here? Play? Right here? Oh.